Hey everybody, it's Anthony Nunez, historian for the Houston Gamblers Football Club of the USFL, and today we're going to just run through a few points of business. We'll make this quick. Let's get started. The first item of business today is we have a new member in the family, and his name is Darryl Clark. Very glad to have this jersey. Darryl was a running back with the Gamblers both years, and he actually attended the University of Texas with Kiki Diala. They were teammates and went to the Gamblers basically together, played both years with the Gamblers. Great running back, but really he was more of a fullback running style. As you know, the Gamblers being a run and shoot offense, they really didn't need a fullback. Because of that reason, Darryl Clark was really the third string running back behind Sam Harrell and Todd Fowler. It was very rare that the Gamblers would have some type of I formation variation where you would have two running backs on the field. Normally the Gamblers either had one running back or no running backs at all on the field, meaning Darryl Clark would usually get the squeeze. So he had a few carries with the Gamblers, nothing too spectacular, but just a quality local guy who really added a big dimension to the team when needed. And once again, we're just kind of glad to have his jersey. And Darryl, if you're watching this, call me. The second item of business would be thrifting or picking, whatever you prefer to call it. Hopefully you're taking advantage of your local thrift shops, garage sales, that type of thing, because there's definitely the opportunity as a collector to pick up things at a great price. You never know what you're going to find. There's also a room to make money as a reseller, whether it's on the internet or host your own garage sale down the road. Just keep an open mind when you go. You know, when I went the other day, I wasn't expecting to pick up this Kitty Wells album from the mid-1950s, but sure enough, there it was, and what can you say? You have to love Miss Kitty. 1972 hockey tapes between the Canadians and the Soviet Union, very famous Summit Series they called it, and this is of course the later VHS release of that, but once again this is the type of thing you might pick up for $5 and sell for about 25 or 30. Motorola radio, this is exactly like the police radio I used to carry, and you know, once again it's something you'd pick up for maybe $5 and something you might sell for 30 or 40. So once again, it's just keep an open mind when you go, and have a little fun, and with a little luck and a little searching, you might find some things you might want to keep. You might find some things you want to resell for a profit. Alright, the third item of business I'd like to mention is the Gamblers wallpaper that I just put up on the website, and I basically made it into the four most common types, the most common sizes of your computer monitor. So pick the one that's appropriate for your monitor if you're interested, and if by chance none of those sizes work for you, I also included just a large raw file, which is 2188 by 1456. You can go ahead and chop it up to your own specs. Another thing, because that file is so large, you can actually make it into a poster like I did behind me. I just simply transmitted it to Costco.com, went and picked up the poster 4 days later, and it turned out really, really nice. I photoshopped it, as you can tell, you know, with the black and white background, and I think it turned out really, really cool. And by the way, that's an unpublished photo. What I did is I have this book that comes from the Gamblers marketing department, and they had this page of slides in the book, and these are all original slides that have never been published, so I just grabbed one of them and scanned it, made it into the file that you see here. And it's the famous Express versus Gamblers game in 1985 of Steve Young versus Jim Kelly. That's another kind of cool thing. And of course, our patron player saint Scott Boucher is also included in the photo, blocking for Kelly with his little towel hanging down below his ass, which was his trademark. So just a really cool photo. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me go ahead and mention one final point of business here. Someone emailed me this past week, and they're wondering if I know Kenny Rogers, the famous singer and famous movie star, if I'm aware of what his involvement was with the Gamblers back in the early days. And the answer is yes. I have a lot of documentation in my files, including letters and things of that nature that document Kenny Rogers really planning on being right in the mix with the Gamblers as some type of part owner. They were kind of discussing what his role would be, but he was very interested. The bottom line is, in the end, it just didn't work out. You know, when you're an A-list celebrity, you can't necessarily just jump head into some other venture. You know, you're already under contract with a music label, you're already under contract with a movie studio. You know, there are other considerations to keep in mind when you're looking to doing other things. And in the end, it just didn't work out. But it's really fascinating, and I've always been convinced that the Gamblers team was named after the Kenny Rogers song. And you know, I've heard other explanations. You know, I believe the official party line was, we all take chances in our life. You know, we all take gambles on our career or whatever, our families. So the team was named basically to honor that. Well, I believe that explanation was a plan B because the Kenny Rogers thing fell through. I do believe that the team was originally named because of the Kenny Rogers song. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and save this for the next video, but I've actually got a document where someone took the Kenny Rogers Gamblers song and they reworded it to be the football team's fight song or the football team's theme song. And it's kind of interesting because the music would be the same as his hit, The Gambler, and you know, of course, Kenny Rogers' hit version was talking about a guy who gambled with cards, and you know, well, the words were changed to reflect the football team, and I'm kind of glad in a way that it never went through, because it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of hokey, you know, looking at it all these years later. But I'll read to you, or maybe maybe even try and sing to you those lyrics next time. I think you'll get a kick out of them. So yeah, Kenny Rogers was an interesting guy, and to this day, Jerry Argovitz and Kenny Rogers are very close friends, and I'm thinking that's actually a relationship that goes back to the 70s or earlier. It was a long-time relationship. Kenny Rogers considering his hometown, Houston, Texas. So anyway, more on that later. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little video, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.